Listen to me, because I'm about to save you some heartache and wasted time. A lot of people think no contact is the magic cure. You block his number, you stop answering texts, you ghost his social media, and then you sit back waiting for some miracle to happen. But here's the problem. If all you're doing is disappearing, you're just a blank space in his life. That's not power, that's absence. And absence without presence doesn't leave the mark you think it does. See, cutting someone off is like shutting a door. That's fine, but it's what you do after you shut that door that determines the impact you have. You want him to feel something, then you've got to make sure the echo of your life is still out there making noise. Not petty noise, not drama, not indirect posts and subtweets. I'm talking about living so well, so boldly, so joyfully that your name pops up in conversations he wasn't even supposed to hear. When you disappear in silence and go sit in a corner licking your wounds, you hand over the narrative. He gets to tell himself whatever story he wants. She's probably miserable without me. She's probably sitting there missing me every day. And if you don't give the world and him a different picture, guess what? He believes it, and that's the last thing you want. You've got to replace that silence with evidence of your growth, evidence of your glow, evidence that you're not just alive, you're thriving. That means you start doing all the things you kept putting off when you were with him. You join that class, you go on that trip, you start the business you kept daydreaming about. You switch up your style, not because of him, but because you're evolving into the version of yourself you were always meant to be. And here's the beauty of it. When you start living out loud like that, it's not just about him anymore. You stop moving from a place of I'll show him, and start moving from a place of I'll show me. You begin to realize your life is bigger than one relationship. Your story doesn't start or end with him, and when you hit that point, your energy changes. Energy is powerful. People can feel it even if they haven't spoken to you in months. That man will feel it too. He'll hear from mutual friends, he'll catch a glimpse of a photo, or maybe he'll see you out one day, and in that moment, he'll know. He'll know you didn't just vanish. You didn't just move on, in the shallow sense. You rose up, you became more, and that realization hits harder than any no contact could ever hit. Now, let me tell you something about making your presence felt in your absence. It's not about chasing attention. The world can smell desperation a mile away. If you're out here posting every move just to get a reaction, you're still tied to him. But if you're moving because it's who you are now, because you're genuinely building a life that lights you up, then the glow is real, and it's unstoppable. It's like planting a garden after someone told you nothing could grow there. At first, nobody sees the seeds. Then one day, the flowers start blooming, and everybody's looking over the fence wondering how you made it happen. That's what thriving looks like. That's the power move. So here's the bottom line. Cutting him off is step one, not the finish line. Don't just vanish into thin air. Fill that space with a life so rich, so fulfilling, that anyone who's ever known you can't help but notice the difference. Let him wonder, let him hear about you doing things he never thought you'd do. Let him feel that quiet, undeniable truth that you're doing better, and not in a look at me way, but in a this is who I've become way. Let's get one thing straight. Leveling up is not about him. It's not about baiting him back. It's not about making him jealous. And it's sure not about proving you're still worth it. It's about stepping so far into your own power that the version of you he once knew becomes a distant memory, a version he could never even get close to now. When you go through a breakup or cut someone off, the temptation is to prove something. You want him to see what he lost. But the real magic happens when you stop performing for him altogether and start building a life that excites you. That's when the transformation stops being surface level and becomes unstoppable. Let's start with your looks. And I'm not just talking about buying a new outfit or switching up your hair, though that can be fun. I'm talking about becoming the healthiest, most radiant version of yourself inside and out. That means taking care of your body not as punishment, but as a celebration of what it can do. Move it, feed it right. Dress it in a way that makes you walk into a room with your head high. You're not changing for him. You're changing because when you look in the mirror, you want to see a woman who's proud of the work she's put in. Then there's your hustle. Too many people stay stuck after a breakup because they stop moving forward. Don't let your ambition collect dust. This is the time to chase down every goal you've been putting on the back burner. Maybe it's a career move, maybe it's launching a side hustle, maybe it's learning a skill you've been curious about for years. Whatever it is, pour yourself into it. When your focus shifts to building, you won't have time to look back, and that's exactly when life starts opening up in ways you never imagined. Now let's talk about your circle. The people you keep close either lift you up or pull you down. After a relationship ends, it's easy to isolate yourself, but you need the opposite. Surround yourself with people who push you to be better, who make you laugh until your stomach hurts, who remind you of your worth without you even having to ask. Cut off the ones who only call to gossip about him. Cut off the ones who feed your pain instead of your growth. You don't need yes. Men, you need real ones who challenge you to keep moving forward. And finally, your life as a whole. This is the big picture, the way you spend your days, the choices you make, the way you show up for yourself. Start saying yes to things you once turned down. Start traveling, even if it's just to the next town over. Start trying things that scare you just enough to make you feel alive. Fill your calendar with experiences that make you richer in joy, in knowledge, and in memories. Here's the thing, when you level up in all these areas, something shifts. You stop being the woman who was waiting for him to call, to text, to come back. You stop living in the shadow of the past. And without even trying, you become the kind of person who turns heads not because you're trying to be noticed, but because the light coming off you is too bright to ignore. And yes, one day he might peek into your world again. He might scroll your social media, hear your name in a conversation, or see you out somewhere. And when he does, he won't see the same woman he left. He'll see someone who has grown so much, so beautifully, that she's on a whole different playing field. And deep down, he'll know he couldn't even touch you now. That's the beauty of a true level up. It's not a performance, it's not a phase, it's not a game. It's the natural result of pouring into yourself so fully that your old life, and the people in it, no longer fit. The goal isn't to impress him. The goal is to become the woman who doesn't need to. When something ends, especially with a man who's been playing games with your emotions, the first instinct for many is to let him know what he's missing. You want to post something pointed, send that subtle "I'm fine" text, or drop a picture that you know will get under his skin. But here's the truth: the more you try to send signals, the more you're still orbiting his world. And if he can still feel that you're seeking his attention, even in a roundabout way, he still holds the upper hand. The real power move is silence, not just the absence of words, but the absence of energy directed his way. No texts, no social media shade, no songs posted with hidden meaning. You stop talking to him and you stop talking about him. Why? Because your energy is precious, and when you take it back, you create space for something better to grow. Instead of trying to get his attention, you pour all of that energy into moving in purpose. Purpose means knowing what you're here to do and putting your focus there every single day. It could be building your career, deepening your relationships with real friends, creating something of your own, or helping others. Whatever lights a fire in your soul, give it your time. Purpose is powerful because it gives you a reason to wake up in the morning that has nothing to do with him. Then you move in peace. Peace isn't just about avoiding drama, it's about cultivating a life where you're not constantly reacting to what someone else is doing. It's about refusing to let his choices disturb your mind or your spirit. That might mean setting boundaries, saying no more often, or letting go of people and situations that keep you tied to chaos. When you choose peace, you show yourself that you're worthy of calm, worthy of stability, and worthy of a life that doesn't feel like an emotional roller coaster. And finally, you move in passion. Passion is what makes you come alive. It's that thing you lose track of time doing. It's what makes your eyes light up when you talk about it. It could be art, travel, cooking, sports, writing, learning, volunteering, anything that makes you feel like yourself again. Passion brings joy back into your life, and joy is magnetic. People feel it when you're truly happy in your own lane. Here's the part that will surprise you. When you stop seeking his attention and start living in purpose, peace, and passion, your energy changes. You walk differently, you speak differently, your laugh comes from a deeper place. And that shift is noticeable not because you're trying to show it off, but because it's real. A man will feel that change whether he admits it or not. He'll sense that you're no longer waiting for his call, no longer hanging on his every move. He'll realize he's lost the version of you who put him at the center of her life. And that realization that you've reclaimed yourself is far more powerful than any shady post could ever be. It's like the difference between a whisper and a roar. Shade messages, hints, those are whispers begging to be heard. But purpose, peace, and passion, that's a roar that doesn't even need to raise its voice. It's felt, it's undeniable, and the best part, this isn't about making him regret losing you. That might happen as a side effect, sure, but the real win is how you feel in your own skin. When you're lit up from the inside, when you're grounded in who you are, you stop caring about whether or not he's watching. You're too busy living to be worried about who's looking. So don't send messages. Don't post shade. Don't give him the satisfaction of knowing you're still trying to reach him indirectly. Let your life speak for you. Let your new energy be the proof. Because at the end of the day, the strongest statement you can make is not a sentence you post online, it's the way you live when he's no longer the center of your universe.